Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Let's move on to the playoffs, man. There's a lot to talk about. I haven't podcast since last Tuesday, so there's been so much that has happened, including the Denver Nuggets losing to the Thunder last night. It was a really good game. I think it was 112 to 105. I think was the final, or 106 was the final score. No matter the that was game 5, which is pivotal, and the Thunder took a 3-2 lead. My big takeaway from it, and then I'll get yours, is basically like the fourth quarter has been the struggle for the Nuggets. And the one thing that I put of note is, especially this last game, Nuggets had 3 players that played over 40 minutes, including Jokic, who I think played 44. The Thunder has no player, not one of their players went over 40 minutes in a game. And if you want to talk about the discrepancy between the fourth quarter, I think it's not as much about execution as it rather it's the freshness of they're just more fresh. I mean, 38 minutes is a lot still, but they just have their legs still. And I think that's really what the disparity is in the fourth quarters of the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, when you look, so the Thunder obviously have more talent, but minus game 2 where the Thunder blew them out, like the 4 games have been close when it comes down to it. And the Nuggets won 2, and the Thunder won 2. And it's like they have like a confluence of players who either have it or they don't. And it's like they're alternating these games. And last night, I thought the Thunder down 9, like what, 9, 10 minutes left. I'm like, they're in trouble. Then the Nuggets went like 8 minutes, 7 minutes without hitting a shot. But the the Thunder went like 2 of those minutes where they couldn't hit shots either. And I was like, wow, like this is going to be not an epic fall apart, but like, you know, quite resounding for the role players of the Thunder. And they came through. So it's weird that the Thunder are more talented, but both teams are almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook is playing good, or Aaron Gordon is hitting his threes, or Michael Porter. Like the Nuggets are going to win this game at the end. And I know that sounds really simple, but you would think it wouldn't be so cut and dry because when you watch this, the Thunder are the more talented team, probably quite clearly when you take in everything. But it's basically come down watching it to a game of, hey, which role players are hot tonight?
Yeah, and in the last 2 games especially though, that's where because like you watched it last night, like they had a couple, like the Nuggets had a couple open threes, open shots, and they just were not hitting any of their shots. They were open the last 2 games. I think of even like last night there was that Porter where he took that mid range where he faded back. I'm like, dude, why are you fading back? And and then so this morning when I was prepping for the podcast, I'm like, I wonder how do you want to guess what Michael Porter Jr. is shooting in this series right now?
30% from the field and like 20% from three.
Well, oh man, you're pretty close. 28 from the field and 25 from 3. Do you know what Christian Brown is shooting from 3?
Yeah, 25, 30%.
25. It's just like, and most of their threes are wide, like, especially Brown, they're like wide open threes. The guy shot 40% on the season. Like, where is his 3-point shot? It's got to be the legs, in my opinion. Like, he's playing over 40 minutes a game. Porter's playing similar minutes. I just think they lose their legs, and because it's every other night, the longer the series goes on, the more it's working against the Nuggets because they're playing. I know it's only like, you could say, well, it's only like 5 to 7 extra minutes a night. It wears. It wears on you, especially as the older you are. Just for an example, last night in the fourth quarter, Jokic was 13 points. He was 4 of 6 shooting. The team around him was 1 for 15 shooting. One shot the rest of the team made the entire. That's a total of 5 of 21, and your best player was 4 of 6. The Thunder shot from the fourth quarter last night, 10 of 18. So it just to me it's like it's these minutes that are wearing on these guys. And I think the biggest malpractice of the Nuggets is how did they not get a center this offseason that could give Jokic like 10 minutes a game where he could rest? I just don't understand. Will Reed is on the Pistons as their third option at center, and he went out there and gave some quality minutes for the Pistons. How do you not have a Will Reed on your roster? It just blows my mind.
Yeah, and just building off that, the Nuggets were 0 for 15 on corner threes in Game 4,
That's
and
ridiculous.
they were 3 for 5 in the first quarter today, and then didn't hit another one the rest of the game. So it's just again, I think you're right, and it's part of age and experience, conditioning. Not that these guys are like out of shape, but again, you're playing a physical game with the Thunder, and you're always paying attention. You're in defense, and I think we sometimes underestimate that how it affects guys. And I do think it is a mental thing too, because there was a couple times that the guys didn't shoot. I think Christian Braun, 4 or 5 minutes left, it swung to him. It would have been a catch and shoot three,
Yeah.
but when they swung it to him, I was like, oh, he didn't put it up. And then said dribble. Jamal Murray had one, but I think he was getting tired from being hunted. So I think it just mentally gets in there, especially as the Thunder were kind of grinding them down, and it was a tight game, and you're watching Jokic put on an offensive show, and then you're like, do I take this shot? And then everyone's like, why did you just pass it to Jokic? So I think it's a confluence of a bunch of things, but I think Denver, while close to being in the driver's seat, had you win this game, and you could put it all on the line in Game 6, maybe
Yeah.
they still win Game 6. But I think you're starting to run out of gas.
100% agree. 100% agree. Shay has found. I just want to add a couple things. So I've been more impressed, obviously, with the Thunder role players, especially as the series went on. Caruso and Lou Dort, especially. Lou Dort finally found his range. It looks like he was 4 away from three, but Caruso's been kind of consistent for them, which I think is very important. But Shea has found his shot in the playoffs finally. Like last series we talked about, I think he shot like 40% last series from the field. He's up to 48. He's 28 7-7 on the series. It's part of the reason why the Thunder are winning. I just think if you want to just look at what the Nuggets are working with versus the Thunder and why I was like I think Jokic should win MVP. You watch those games and you're like, man, that team is just so loaded that you can have a random night from Caruso or a random night from Lou Dort and like Williams will start like he didn't hit a three until the fourth quarter last game, Williams, and it didn't matter. Your second best player didn't hit a three, but it didn't matter because everybody else around you is picking up the slack. There is nobody picking up the slack in Denver except Jokic. He scored what 41 points was it last night and they lost. So it's
Yeah,
rough.
and Lou Dort did those threes he took confident, like didn't hesitate, caught, went right into it. Again, it's a make or miss league, and if he bricks those, you're like, why is that dude just catching and shooting, and he
Right.
hasn't made anything? But I think a lot of it is mental, and again, the Nuggets had a few miscues on defense because Jalen Williams was wide open. Like I know we
Yep.
want to leave some of these guys open,
Right.
but like not, hey, this was shooting line open and no one was there. Similar, they did it a couple times in the Clippers series too. Um, so again, I think it's just you're getting ground down by the Thunder, and that's their strength. While they haven't been as impressive as we probably thought, you see the depth, the youth. They can just keep bringing guys. And again, Caruso barely played. I don't even know if he played in the fourth quarter because Lou Dort had it going. And what a nice bench to have when you're like, you know what, we're not even gonna play Alex Caruso because Lou Dort's playing good.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, it is kind of crazy to think about. Because Caruso was having a solid game too. Like he had a couple corner threes, and that was the thing I did notice. You're right. Like they were playing that zone defense, and then it just like as you saw the Nuggets wearing down, the more mental lapses there were on that zone defense, like leaving people open on the left side of the court, and then Jokic is running out to guard a perimeter dude. It's like, well, that means you're not rotating right if Jokic is running out to guard Caruso or Lou Dort or whoever, or Williams to hit a three. So, real quick, we both had, I think, the Thunder winning this in 7. How you feeling? Thunder in 7 still, or do you think they'll end it in 6?
I think it'll go 7. I think Denver will put it all into Game 6 at home. They have the cliche heart of a champion. But if they don't have it early, they might just tire out. But I would still lean towards it going to Game 7. And I mean, anything can happen in Game 7, but I do think the Nuggets are going to be on fumes if we get to a Game 7.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think 7 is right. Okay. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.